Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Hello, I'm Charles Dickens, the author of Oliver Twist, David Copperfield, and of course, A Christmas Carol. If you're watching this, you've chosen the digital streaming option to see A Queer Christmas Carol, a new stage adaptation of my holiday classic by the Hum'n'bards Theater Troupe. You might be asking, hey Charles, how do you feel about your classic novella being reimagined where every character is gay? Do you have a problem with your work being tampered with in such a way? Funny you ask. Well, the way I feel about it is, I've been dead for over 150 years. But I will say that they definitely got some things right, like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it for you. The Hum'n'bards wanted to provide this digital option so audiences can view the play from the comfort and safety of their own homes. The show is about 90 minutes with no intermission and subtitles, as you can see below. This show contains on-stage depictions of symptoms of illness in a child, ghosts, poverty, capitalism, misgendering and dead naming of a transgender non-binary character, abusive work environment, a discussion of parental homophobia, death, including the death of a child and of a romantic partner, prison industrial complex, and eugenics. This show is being presented in partnership with the Painted Mug Cafe, which strives to empower the LGBTQIA+ community by providing a performance space and cafe that decenters drugs and alcohol. There are still a lot of goals for the space, including making it ADA accessible, which are really expensive. If you'd like to help them reach these goals, you can donate to thepaintedmugcafe.com. Also, if you would like to donate to the Hum'n'bards Theater Troupe, you can do so at hum'n'bards.com/support, or you can become a Patreon subscriber at patreon.com/hum'n'bards. If you like the show, tell your friends, post on social media. This digital streaming option will be available from December 20th through the 31st, so feel free to tell folks to check it out. Thank you again for purchasing this digital stream, and enjoy A Queer Christmas Carol.
Marley was dead to begin with. The rich guy, Jacob Marley, yeah, he's dead. Dead as a doornail. No, I don't think that a doornail is a particularly dead type of nail. If anything, I would think like a nail in a coffin would be more of a dead nail. But I didn't write this shit. The important thing to know is that Marley is dead. Okay, yeah, this is awkward. But I'm just here for exposition. You know, a literary device meant to push the story forward. It's going to sound a little awkward, okay? But it really is important to note that Jacob Marley is dead. Otherwise, you're going to miss, like, everything that happens up here, okay? So, Jacob Marley, dead. Gal Gadot's career, dead. Okay? That dead. Got it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, some of you do. Before Marley was dead, he was business partners with Ebenezer Scrooge for I don't know how many years. Marley, being the rich piece of shit he was, Scrooge was his only mourner and friend. And even he doesn't seem too cut up about it, probably because he's also a rich piece of shit. A squeezing, wrenching, retching, grasping, covetous piece of shit. No warmth could warm him, no wintry weather chill him. He drank his coffee iced in the winter and didn't tweet about how quirky it is to drink iced coffee in the winter. That's how cold of a man we're talking about. Nobody ever stopped him on the street to say, yo, Scroogey, what's up? Or, Scrooge, let's get high and go to the grocery store and stare at the lobster tank. Dogs didn't even like him. And dogs like everybody. But what did Scrooge care? It was the very thing he wanted, to edge his way along the crowded paths of life, wanting all human sympathy to keep its distance. He definitely doesn't have anything to unpack here. Our story begins at his counting house, called Scrooge and Marley, after his business partner, who is what?
Dead.
Dead. Thank you.
Your fire is looking a bit larger than usual today, Mr. Cratchit. Did you use more than your allotted amount of coal?
Well, I mean, yes, but my hands were shaking so hard from the cold that my paperwork was becoming quite a mess. So I hoped a little more coal would help.
Well, the solution here seems simple. The amount that you use today will be deducted from tomorrow's amount.
But sir, that means I'll have no coal, no fire. And besides, tomorrow's Christmas Day.
And?
Okay.
Excuse me, is this Scrooge and Marley?
Yes, it is.
Despite Marley's death, Scrooge never painted over his name in the sign. If new customers called him Scrooge or Marley, he answered to both. It was all the same to him. Historians would later call them good friends.
I need to get a loan. I'm sorry, I don't know how any of this works. This is my first time figuring out loan stuff, but it's an emergency, and you're the only counting house in town anymore. You see, my boyfriend was in an accident and he's not recovering.
I don't need the story, just the amount.
Well, the surgery's going to cost about $10,000.
Pull up a contract for a $10,000 loan.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. This will help us so
With a
much.
compound interest rate of 27%.
27%? That's really high, right?
Well, it's certainly on the higher end.
It's less than the maximum amount allowed by law. I could have just as easily charged you 30%. Do you need the money or not?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Any other business?
No, sir. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge!
Ah! Humbug!
Christmas a humbug. Surely you don't mean that, Uncle.
Oh, I do. Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
All right, then.
Return the nephew gaily. That's really what it says here on page 69. So, return the nephew gaily.
What right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Humbug!
Ah, humbug. Is that your catchphrase now?
Merry Christmas. What is Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without any money? A time for finding yourself another year older but not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He would.
Uncle?
Daddy. You keep Christmas in your own way. Let me keep it in mine.
Keep it. But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. As much good as it's done you, as much good as it has ever done you.
There are many things, I dare say, by which I've derived good, from which I've not profited. I've always thought of Christmas time outside of, you know, the Jesus-y stuff, as a kind, forgiving, charitable time. It's the only time I know of all year when people make the choice to open their hearts freely, to give without asking in return, and to think of those below them as if they were human too. Well, except retail workers apparently. And therefore, dear uncle, though Christmas has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, it has done me good and will continue to do me good.
Another sound pound out of you, Cratchit, and you'll be spending your Christmas trying to reach Pennsylvania's unemployment hotline. You're quite the powerful speaker, nephew. Have you ever considered politics?
Oh, don't give me that, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I would literally rather resurrect Henry Kissinger.
But why?
Why on earth did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
Hold on, you never came to visit us before we got married. Why try to give it as a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
I've never asked for anything from you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry, with all my heart, to find you so resolute. I wish you would come celebrate with my family, with your family, but I tried. Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And Happy New Year.
Oh my God! How many more times can I say good afternoon? Good afternoon, lean!
Good afternoon, sir!
Oh my God.
Do I have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Marley has been dead for 7 years.
Hint, hint.
So sorry for your loss.
Ah, but I have no doubt that his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who suffer quite greatly. Many thousands do not have access to common necessities. Hundreds of thousands more are in want of common comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons, sir.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are still.
Though I wish I could say they were not. Human beings forced to slave away simply because they can't afford not to, they might as well be prisons.
What a relief! From what you had said, I was nervous that they had ceased their useful operation.
We are raising a fund to buy the poor some food and drink and means of worth.
Yes.
What should I put you down for?
Nothing.
Do you wish to give anonymously?
Yes,
I wish to be left alone! Since you asked me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I can't afford to make lazy people merry. I give my taxes to support the prisons and the workhouses. Those cost enough. Those who are badly off must go there.
But neither should exist to begin with.
And many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. It's just natural selection. And to play devil's advocate, oh, how do you know they would rather die? It's not my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Jesus Christ, dude.
After several hours of soul-crushing silence, Scrooge's hapless clerk, Bob Cratchit, reached the exact last minute that he could make a request of the same man who had just casually suggested poverty-based eugenics to complete churches. Full of regret that he'd left it to the last minute, Bob gave it his best shot.
Sir, as it's been mentioned to you several times today, tomorrow is Christmas.
You want the day off, I suppose?
If it's convenient.
It isn't convenient, and it isn't fair.
Well, sir, it is only once a year. In fact, it's the one day a year that most businesses are closed. You'll have no one to do business with, and keeping the office open will cost you money as well. If we closed, you'd save a day's worth of coal.
That's your pitch?
Yes.
I suppose if you must have the day, be here all the earlier the next day.
Thank you, sir.
Idiot.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
I said idiot in reference to you.
Oh.
Okay.
With the office closed for the evening, Cratchit celebrated his work victory by sliding on the ice with some Muppet penguins. Meanwhile, Scrooge ate dinner in his usual melancholy tavern.
Hi, welcome to Woody's.
And then headed back home. He was just about to open the front door when the doorknob began to change shape.
It can't be.
Jacob Marley's face. It was not in shadows like the other objects in the yard were, but had a dismal light about it, like a bad lobster in a dark cellar. Wait, what? I mean, that's what it says right here, page 458. The original Charles Dickens wrote for this moment, a bad lobster in a dark cellar. Okay. Marley's face, but just as quickly as it came, the face was gone, leaving just the doorknob behind.
Humbug!
To say that Scrooge was not startled would be untrue. But he put on his big boy pants, opened the door, and lit his candle. He did pause before he shut the door, and he did check behind it first, but there was nothing to be found. So he closed the door with a bang.
Humbug! Maybe that is my new catchphrase.
Scrooge was not a man to be frightened by echoes. He was also not a man to check every room in his huge, empty home to make sure that there was no one there. But as usual, he was alone. In the dark, because darkness is cheap, and Scrooge is cheap as hell, so... Wait a minute. Now, we've established that Marley is... Yeah. Okay, good. But you also do know he wasn't a doorknob, right? Okay. I'm just trying to contextualize what just happened. We also do know he wasn't a lobster. Okay, we're on the same page now. 11:11. Satisfied with his search, Scrooge put on his dressing gown, slippers, and nightcap, looking like that bear in front of Sleepy Time Tea. Finally, he sat down by the fire, totally confident that he wasn't about to get a huge fucking ghost comeuppance.
Now, what do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who was you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you sit down?
What?
I don't know. I was going to tell you to sit down, but I thought it might be insensitive if it turned out that ghosts can't actually do that.
Let me get this straight. You were nervous about being politically incorrect with the ghost of your dead partner.
I guess so, yes. I guess ghosts can't sit down.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
How can I prove it besides being right in front of you?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because the little things can affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. You may be an undigested bit of beef, a crumb of cheese, a fraction of an underdone potato. Whatever you are, there's more gravy than of grave about you.
That's a horrible joke!
Mercy, dreadful apparition, why do you trouble me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must. But why do spirits roam the earth and why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should wander abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. If that spirit fails to do so in life, it is condemned to do so in death. To wander the world and witness what it cannot share.
You are bound in chains. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it, link by link, yard by yard. Is its pattern strange to you? Or would you know the weight and length of the chain you wear yourself? It was as full, as heavy, and as long as this one, 7 Christmas Eves ago. You've labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Speak comfort to me, Jacob!
I have none to give. It comes from other regions, Ebenezer Scrooge, and is conveyed by other ministers too. Other kinds of men. Oh, captive, bound and double-ironed! I cannot stay, I cannot rest, I cannot linger anywhere! My soul never wandered beyond our counting house, and weary journeys lie before me now!
You were always a good man of business!
Business! Mankind was my business! The common welfare was my business! Charity, mercy, patience, benevolence for all! My business! Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down, never raising to see their suffering that I could have relieved so easily? Hear me, Ebenezer. My time with you is nearly gone.
I will, but please, Jacob, don't be hard upon me.
Don't be hard upon me. There hasn't been like a joke in a million years. I get one dick joke.
Oh, it's a dick
like
joke.
that.
We need more jokes about
Yeah.
how I appear before you in a form that you can see, I do not know. I have sat invisible beside you many a day, but I am here tonight to warn you there is yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. A chance and hope I made for you, Ebenezer.
You were always good to me, Jacob. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
That's your chance and hope?
It is...
Well, that sucks, Jacob! I literally just found out ghosts exist at all, and now your solution for saving my soul is sending me more ghosts?
I am a ghost, you asshole! I only have ghosts to work with! And without those ghosts, you have no hope of escaping my fate. Expect the first spirit tonight, when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I just take them all at once and get it over with? My parents are here.
Take them all at once. And...
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're right
Right
there.
there.
I can look at them.
I'm done now.
Expect the next upon the next night, upon the same hour. And the third spirit on the next night, when the last toll of 12 ceases to vibrate.
I'm sorry, can you repeat any of that?
Check your G-Cal, babe. I put it all in there for you.
Oh, thank you, baby.
No problem, love.
Expect to see me no more, Ebenezer. And for your sake, remember all that has passed between us. Bye!
Humbug! Well, Jacob said that the first of the ghosts was due to appear when the bell tolls 1. As it is 12:30 now, and I am already awake, I will not fall back asleep until the bell has tolled 1.
And So Scrooge spent the next half hour contemplating what to do for the next half hour. Would it be acceptable, he pondered, to masturbate? But what if the spirit arrived early? What if another spirit arrived who didn't have an appointment? Have ghosts been watching him masturbate this whole time? Were any of them into it? Now that ghosts can apparently just appear whenever, could Scrooge ever truly have a moment of solitude? Or be naked, or use the bathroom, or... Never mind.
The bell has tolled the hour and yet no spirit.
Scrooge was mid-sigh of relief that he could finally masturbate in peace, when suddenly...
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
But you are a child.
Oh, no, I kind of have a baby face because I'm transmasculine, but I'm way older than I look.
Oh!
I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
What business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Thank you, but a night of uninterrupted rest would have been more conducive to that end.
Believe me, if you could earn salvation by doing nothing of value for anyone at all, I wouldn't have to go visit Elon Musk tomorrow for the 3rd year in a row. Seriously. Now come on, out the window.
At the window, but spirit, I am mortal. I am liable to fall.
Oh, here, put your hand on my binder, and we will fly.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh! They're soaring through the air! Look at all of this production value! Oh, you know, this theater company is definitely worth donating to. Oh, bird! Oh my gosh! Oh, landing on the ground. Scrooge became aware of 1,000 strange sights, sounds, and odors he was all too familiar with.
Good heavens, I was raised in this place. I was a boy here. Oh, and there's my classmate. Hello!
Ah! Who are you? Where did you come from? Are you gonna kidnap me?
No, it's me, your old classmate, Ebenezer.
Somebody call the headmaster! Ebenezer's been kidnapped! Oh my god!
How'd you think that was gonna go? Even if they could recognize you, we're visiting your memories, you ding-dong. You're basically talking to a picture?
Right, yeah, that makes sense, yes. Is it Christmas time here too? The schoolhouse must be deserted.
Not quite. A solitary boy, neglected by his peers, is left here still.
I know.
Sure enough, when they entered the school, who was kneeling by the fireplace but a lonely boy, reading near a feeble fire. Scrooge's neglected, forgotten self, a child.
I wish, but it's too late now.
What's the matter, Scroogey?
Nothing, spirit, just... There was a boy singing a carol at my door this evening. I should have given him something. Instead of throwing cold water in his face and threatening to warm it up by farting on him, that's all.
Okay.
Ebenezer?
Man,
Dear brother.
what are you doing here?
I've come to bring you home.
Home?
Home, yes. Home, good and for all, forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be. He spoke so gently to me one night when I was going to sleep that I wasn't afraid to ask if you could come home. And he said yes, and sent me in a carriage to bring you.
I don't believe this, man. Thank you. What is it, man? What's the matter?
Father has one condition for your return.
Which is?
You are not to go into the attic again, unsupervised. I know your heart, dear brother. I know you meant nothing wrong by it, and frankly, you look lovely, but I fear if Father catches you wearing Mother's old dresses again, we'll be separated forever, and I
Your
can't...
little sister? I will not. You have my word. I'll never leave you again. Always a delicate soul whom a breath might have withered. But she had a large heart. Yes, she did. She died a woman and had, as I think, children.
One child.
Your nephew, Fred.
Yes.
Listen, I'm not a licensed therapist or anything. I'm just a time-traveling manifestation of the past in spectral form, no big deal. But I feel like if you have a connection to your dead sister as rare as her only child, maybe you should stop trying to shut him out of your life.
I am not. He's the one. I am not talking about this with you right now.
Big feelings. That's okay.
The spirit then brought Scrooge to his first apprenticeship which looked really good on his resume when he applied to the Starbucks at 9th and Market.
What about this place? Look familiar.
Familiar? I apprenticed here. It's old Fezziwig's.
Ebenezer! Dick! No more work tonight.
It's Fezziwig! Bless her heart, it's Fezziwig, alive again!
It's Christmas Eve, boys. Let's get those shutters up.
It's her annual Christmas Eve party!
Let's get lit!
A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Am I wrong? She spent a few pounds of your mortal money, 3 or 4 perhaps. You made me weep. Is that so much that she deserves this praise?
Who cares how much it costs? This was about celebration, about people coming together to celebrate. We all knew she could not afford to hold her huge balls in the first place, but she...
Yes?
Nothing, Spirit, just... You're right. I do make more in 1 week than what she gave for all of this to happen.
Who is that?
That's Belle.
Oh no, not her. I have a whole scene queued up with her in it later. I'm talking about that tall drink of Christmas punch you've been joined at the hip to all night until right now.
Oh, yes, that's my classmate and friend, Dick. Always attached to me was Dick. In love with me, in fact.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we dated for a little bit, we had some fun, but it was no big deal. I mean, we were roommates.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
I didn't know that.
And what's interesting is that since A Christmas Carol is in the public domain, I can state that not just as a fact for this production, but as an addition to the Christmas Carol canon.
No way!
Yeah!
Okay, CJ Higgins, we get it. You feel very strongly about this OTP shit. So much so you wrote it into the script. It's canon now. You're free, you can move on.
Poor Dick. Dear, dear.
Did you love him back?
What?
Did you love him back?
Why would you ask me that? I had Belle. I loved Belle.
I didn't ask you if you loved Belle. I asked you if you loved Dick.
And I'm telling you I loved Belle. What difference does it make, however, I felt about Dick or about anybody else? Belle was the one I pledged my life to spend the rest of my days with only her. It just didn't make sense to think about however I felt about anyone else. It just disrupts things.
Why am I so surprised every holiday season when our business just increases? Oh, maybe I keep wondering when our customers will stop overspending on frivolities. Just stop buying avocado toast. It's not that hard.
You know they never will. And they'll come crawling right back to us by the new year.
Humbug. Oh, well, at least their misfortune will be our gain. Oh, shit.
Belle!
What is troubling you?
Oh, you care about that now?
What do you mean?
Another idol has displaced me, Ebenezer, and if it can cheer and comfort you as I have tried to do, there's no reason for me to grieve.
Jacob, would you please excuse us?
Certainly. Certainly. Belle?
What idol has displaced you? A golden one? You never leave this building. Not for supper, not for bed. I never see you anymore.
I don't know what to tell you, Belle. We need money to live.
The world is not kind to the poor. What would you have me do? You fear the world too much. You've abandoned all of your ideals to avoid society's reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations disappear one by one until your true passion, gain, consumes you. Have I not?
What then? Even if I have wised up to how the world works, I'm not changed towards you. Am I?
Our contract is an old one. When it was made, you were a different man. You have changed.
I was a boy.
You know that you were not what you are. I've thought about this for a very long time. Longer than I care to admit. But I have thought about it, and I release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an spirit in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. Tell me, if we met today, would you seek me out and try to win me now? You think not. I would gladly think otherwise if I could. When I have realized a truth like this, I know how tempting it is to ignore. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can I believe you would choose a penniless woman? I release you with a full heart for the love of who you once were. And you may be hurt by this for a very, very brief time. And then you will forget all of it, gladly, as an unprofitable dream. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Spirit, take me home. This is not my home.
This is a home, just not yours.
Oh, fuck you.
Well, I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Who was it?
Yes.
Oh, how could I possibly guess? I barely know 3 people in this town anymore. Oh, you don't mean...
Mr. Scrooge himself. I was walking by his office window and he was just sitting there. His partner lies on the brink of death, I hear. He was just sitting there, alone. Quite alone in the world, I believe.
His partner?
Oh, business partner, Jacob Marley. But, maybe partner, you think, too?
I had my suspicions.
Oh, is that why things ended between you two?
Oh, no, it wasn't that. He could have been as gay as decked halls for all I cared. But he was such an asshole.
You'd have to be to run a business the way that he does.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think he has to be.
Spirit, take me home. Now!
That won't change anything, you know. All of this already happened. You can't blame me for how it happened. This cannot be changed. Only you can.
Fuck you!
Back in Scrooge's bedroom, the second of the spirits was due to arrive. Yet, as the clock struck the hour...
Nothing.
Now, I don't know if anyone has experience with ghost visits, but if you have an appointment scheduled with one and they don't show up, it's fucking scary. Another 5 minutes passed, then 10 minutes, 15, the ghost was well past drag time. When finally it occurred to Scrooge, what if the ghost is in another room?
That would certainly explain that glowing light emanating from that room, over there.
And so, being incredibly brave, Scrooge put on his comfy slippies and crept toward the door. The moment Scrooge's hand was on the lock, a strange voice called him by his name.
Tell me you love me in private.
And bade him enter.
Come in, and know me better, man. I'm the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before.
I don't know how to respond to that. I mean, I've seen black people.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I meant you haven't honored Christmas.
Right, yes, that makes way more sense. I don't think I have.
You don't think?
I'm afraid I have not. Spirit,
Said Scrooge submissively.
conduct me where you will. Tonight, if you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Why?
It's velvet. I got it from Shein.
Ooh, well, it does feel very nice.
Also, we just teleported.
Oh!
Indeed they had, as you can clearly see by the intricate set change. Scrooge now found himself on the streets of the town he walked every day. But for the first time, he took notice of the people who traversed them. As dozens and dozens of unique, individual, active people rushed past Scrooge, he noticed that the spirit was using their torch to enrich the lives of the townsfolk, whether it be to give food to someone in need,
I wonder if this counts as breakfast. Oh, I guess it does now.
or to settle petty squabbles.
I don't get how someone can be non-binary and a lesbian. Oh, of course, just because I don't understand a concept
doesn't make it less legitimate. It's up to me to learn more before passing judgment.
Spirit, what power does your torch possess?
I help guide along what makes this holiday season different from every other time of year.
Talking to family members you wouldn't give the time of day to otherwise? Googling, when is Hanukkah this year? Mariah Carey.
Compassion, charity, love, counting your blessing and recognizing how you can be a blessing to others. And also Mariah Carey.
I don't know that anyone would consider me a blessing at this point.
Yeah, no shit. You're talking to a Christmas ghost. The second one today, I might add.
Okay, now hold on. There must be some people whose lives are better because of me. What about my nephew, Fred? He never stops talking about how great I am, no matter how many times I tell him to shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
Well, let's go visit your nephew then, shall we? Hi, my name is the Ghost of Christmas Present, and you're watching Disney Channel.
And so, Scrooge found himself in the home of his only living relative, Fred, who was busy hosting his annual Christmas lunch alongside his spouse, Ash.
There's my nephew, Fred, and his husband, Ashley.
I'm pretty sure the narrator just said their name is Ash.
You know, I did.
Okay, well, Fred keeps insisting on this they-them, non-binary stuff, but frankly, I think it's ridiculous. If Ashley didn't want to be a man, he could choose to be a transgender woman, that's fine. But I'm not going to pretend that there's some other options just so he can make up imaginary genders for himself.
He said Christmas was a humbug. I swear to God, and he believed it too.
A humbug? What is that, his catchphrase now?
They're talking about me!
He's practically a supervillain at this point. Between his hatred of everyone and his Scrooge McDuckian wealth.
Well, it doesn't do any good with it. If I had half of what he has, I could make the entire town a better place and still have plenty to make us comfortable. But then again, I'm not him, so I'm actually enjoyable to be around.
At this point, I've just about lost patience with him. If I wanted to be disrespected in my own home, I would have married a cishet man.
Well, fortunately for us, we don't have to worry about any of that this year. He once again turned down my invitation. And if it makes you more comfortable, I never have to invite him again. You mean more to me than some guy I'm only related to by blood.
Disrespecting him in his home? I may not agree with his lifestyle, but I have always been respectful of him.
Acting polite is not the same thing as being respectful. And even if it was, it's not polite to constantly refer to someone in a way they don't want to be referred to.
But this singular they nonsense, I mean, it doesn't even make sense grammatically.
Really? Because I literally just used it and you didn't care. Maybe your issue isn't grammar. Maybe your issue is you.
Well, it does seem like a nice lunch. Fred and Ash have made quite a life together.
You could be a part of it too, you know. You just have to be kind to others even when you don't fully understand them.
Okay, I'm thinking of something. Yes or no questions only.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Is it indigenous to this area?
Not really, no. But it never leaves.
Does it take kindly to humans?
Absolutely not.
Oh, a rat!
No. Oh, this is impossible. Never mind.
Wait. It's an animal that never leaves this area, and it doesn't take kindly to humans. It's your uncle, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ash? I mean, that is my uncle you're talking about?
Yeah, Ash, what the fuck?
Just kidding. What a fucking asshole.
Oh, nephew thinks of me like this?
Oh, lighten up. It's not like you treat him any better.
Merry Christmas to the old man, nonetheless. He may not take it from me, but he should have it all the same. To Uncle Scrooge.
I guess.
Spirit, take me somewhere else, please.
Okay, let's go.
Wait, sorry, aren't we going to, like, ghost teleport?
Can you walk already?
Yeah, I can walk fine, I'm just a little cold.
Yeah, no shit. You're the one who decided to go on a ghost tour of Dickensian London in your jammies. We're going right down the blocks, man. Swear to God, you talk to ghosts for 2 hours and you expect us to hold your ass everywhere.
Expecting anything.
We're here.
After a tense one-block walk, Scrooge and the spirit arrived at a small, dilapidated home. The kind you'd find while you're looking up homes at Zillow, and you think to yourself, they're asking for $2,000 for that piece of shit? There are like bats flying around and everything. But somehow they are.
Martha, Peter, where is your father? Martha, Peter. Martha, Peter.
Sorry, Mother, there was not a lot of time for that quick change just then.
Not at all.
Well, help me set the table then. Your father is due any moment now. Oh, there he is.
Hello, my sweet little gherkins.
Father! How was the service?
Tiny Tim was good as gold.
I got to make a wreath.
Oh,
A wreath? What? It doesn't go on your head, it goes on a door.
Well, I'm wearing mine. I think it's neat.
well, now your head's a door. Has he been coughing any more like that today?
Cough or two during the service. I kept an eye on it as best as I could.
It's been getting worse and worse at night. We need to find him a doctor.
We will. I don't know if Scrooge is paying me for tomorrow since I have off, so that might make finances a bit tight this week. And seeing a doctor will mean paying for medication too, which will make it work. I have faith.
The family of 5 then feasted upon by Scrooge's estimation, the smallest goose that had ever goosed. Through it all, Scrooge couldn't stop but looking at Tiny Tim.
Cratchit should have informed me if his child was sick. I would have given him something if he had told me.
You charged that man for a lump of coal when he was shivering. Do you really think you created a work environment where he feels safe to ask you for anything?
Mr. Scrooge,
Bob,
I give you the founder of the feast, Mr. Scrooge.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd choke on it.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
Ah, yes, the children, Christmas Day. Kids! On this blessed holiday, it's important to remember that every person was made in God's image, and therefore should be treated with kindness, empathy, and respect. Even if that person makes you wonder if somebody found a pile of garbage and put Frosty the Snowman's hat on it so it'd come to life.
That's the spirit, my dear.
What a wonderful feast. God bless us every...
Okay.
Let's give him some water. You clear the table, dears.
Spirits, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, a crutch without an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, Spirit, it can't be.
Well, if he's gonna die, he had better do it and decrease the surplus population, right? If you are any kind of human being, don't you dare say anything like that again until you learn where the surplus is and what it is. Who are you to decide who should live or who should die? It may be in the sight of God you are more worthless and less fit to live in millions, like the poor man's child. Oh God, to hear the insect on the leaf pronouncing there's too much life among his hungry brothers in the dust.
The spirit led Scrooge for the remainder of their time, seeking out places full of people in need, from sick beds to the gender-neutral bathrooms at the bike stop. As they progressed, Scrooge noticed that his companion was aging much more rapidly than he'd imagined.
Our spirit's lives so short.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die. Yes, My time on this earth is very brief. It ends upon the stroke of midnight.
So soon?
Did you not just catch on that I'm the embodiment of Christmas Day, so when this day ends, I end?
Oh, because it's the
Christmas
present
Day,
day,
and
and
both
it's
the Christmas present, which is present, yes, yes.
Got it. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that metaphor.
Well, then you're gonna hate this one.
Oh.
These are the children of mankind, and they appeal to me from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware their both in all of their degree, but most of all beware this boy. For on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased. See? I told you that one's gonna go right over your head.
No, I'll figure it out. Hold on.
I literally can't wait for that. I'm about to die.
No, okay, so they're ignorant and they want doom. The boy is worse than the girl. One of them always tells the truth and one of them always lies, and the bones are their money, and this is ridiculous! I'm solving riddles about children with ghosts! Spirit?
I can't do ghosts and spirits and doom and... Oh shit. Oh, I turned off the lights. I'm sorry. Hold on. I have to find the switch again. You all have to see the remainder. Wait. There it is. Oh.
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come, is that so? You are here to show me shadows of things that have not happened but are yet to be, is that so? Ghost of the future. I fear you more than any specter I've yet seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, I will bear your company and do so with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? Lead on, spirit, lead on.
The spirit then led Scrooge to the streets that he'd known oh so well. But little did he know how much it all would be changed. Stop staring at me like that. I'm not to be scared sometimes too. Fuck all of you.
Yeah. I was at brunch with my moms when we heard the news, and I swear to God, the entire restaurant exploded into one big celebration. The mimosas were truly bottomless that day.
You know, the same thing happened at my work. Now look at the town. All the potholes are filled and kids get free lunch at school.
And the economy? All those people who had loans with him? We could actually start buying houses.
Right. Obviously, I feel bad for feeling this way because it's, you know, it's sad when somebody dies.
Sure, yeah.
But none of this would have been possible if he didn't die.
You're so right. He was ready to starve this town if it meant he got a little richer.
Speaking of which, I'm starving. Want to get brunch?
Totally. I would kill for a hard-shell burrito right now.
Yes.
Hard-shelled burritos? How far into the future are we? Scrooge and Marley under new management? Fred! That boy couldn't save a dime to save his life! He's going to destroy my business! Why aren't I stopping him?
Excuse me, is this place still open?
Yes, as of right now. My name's Fred.
Oh, you're his nephew. I'm sorry.
That's kind of you to say so. Are you here about a loan?
Yes. About a year ago, Mr. Scrooge, I took out a loan with him, and I was trying to see if it was still, I don't know, valid. Yeah, I haven't even paid it off in full yet.
27% interest rate compounded?
Yes, I thought it was really high at the time, but it was an emergency. My husband really needed the money.
I'll speak of him.
What?
Actually, I'd say with that interest rate, you grossly overpaid the original amount. Should make us even.
What?
I don't understand.
How could he do this? If he keeps up like this, the business will be bankrupt in no time.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful or anything, but don't you lose money by doing this for me? If you keep it up like this, the business will go bankrupt in no time.
Thank you!
You want to know a secret?
What?
That's my hope. This business is rotten in its foundation, built solely on exploiting the less fortunate. I don't want to keep up a business like that. My intention is to redistribute my uncle's earnings to those he took advantage of, and once that's done, hopefully I'll have done my part in making the town a better place.
That's incredible. I don't believe it.
The world is changing. You either help it change or get left behind. And if you got left behind, how could you enjoy wonderful new innovations like hard-shelled burritos?
Okay, seriously, is that the only thing that's different about the future? Everything else has changed, but now hard-shelled burritos exist?
Thank you. Thank you so much for being better than... I'm sorry, that's disrespectful.
No, you can say it. He was an asshole.
So, this is your big play, is it? To show me how much better everything is now that that person is gone? Whoever he is, you're not clever, by the way. I know what it is you are implying about Humst. But I know everything could not have just gotten magically better everywhere. Show me someone whose life is worse because of that person's demise. I know there's someone.
It must be nearly time for your father to come home.
Past it, rather, but I think he's walked a little slower than usual these past few evenings.
I have known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed.
Me too.
Oh, there's your father at the door.
Oh, Spirit, not Tiny Tim.
I wish you could have gone with me, my dear. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I promised him I'd walk there on Sundays.
Oh, my child. My little child. Fred told me that I could take the week off from work. He said it was important that I be here with you all right now. He said that family comes before business. It seems he didn't learn much from his uncle.
Oh, he seems like a good soul.
You'd be sure of it, my dear, if you saw and spoke to him. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he found Peter a suitable job down the line.
Hear that, Peter?
And then?
Someday soon, Peter will find someone special and start a family of his own, apart from us.
Never!
He will. It's okay, Peter. Life is full of meetings and partings. Every one of us will leave each other at some point. That's the way of things. But however and whenever we part, I am sure we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim, or this first parting that there was among us.
Certainly not.
Never, brother.
And I know, my dears, that we remember how patient and how kind he was, though he was just a child. That we will not quarrel needlessly among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing so.
Of course not.
Never.
I am very happy. I am very happy.
Oh, Bob, with all of this crying, I couldn't bear to cook dinner.
Well, then we won't ask that of you, my dear. Let's order some hard-shelled burritos.
Wonderful. I think I have a coupon.
Can I get my shell on the side?
Spirit, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but know not how. Show me the man whose passing has changed this town so. Before I draw closer to that stone to which you point, answer me this. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be only? Men's courses foreshadow certain ends, which if persevered in, they must lead. But if the courses be departed from, the ends will change. Say, it is thus with what you show me. Ebenezer Scrooge. Fuck that guy. I am the man who lies within this grave. Fine! Look, I'm sorry if everybody's so offended by me and wants to attack me all of a sudden, but as you can clearly see, I didn't have an easy life. I'm a gay guy who couldn't come out of the closet, so I don't know what privilege everybody seems to think I have, but I sure haven't seen it. Nobody ever gave me anything for free. Nobody ever handed me anything on a silver platter. I had to work hard to get to where I am. But since everybody wants to cancel me all of a sudden, fine. I'll celebrate Christmas or donate to a charity or whatever the fuck. Because apparently if I don't, I'll die. Do you know what it's like to have someone tell you that everyone around you would be better off if you were dead? Where's the sympathy for me? Where's the pity? Where's the so-called tolerant left? I've said and done a lot of things I'm not proud of, sure. Would it make you feel better if I beat myself up about it every day? Huh? Is that what you want? Fine! Then I'll do whatever you want and be more woke for all you snowflake ghosts! So just bring me back home so I can learn my lesson and be done with it.
You fucking idiot!
What? Get the spirit off me. Jacob Marley? All this time you were the ghost of Christmas yet to come?
Yeah, no shit, Ebenezer. Why do you think they double cast me in this role? Because they couldn't afford to pay more actors? Read a book.
Of course, everybody knows that those fat cats at the Hum'n'bards Theater Troupe have plenty of money to spare.
Everyone told me that you would never change, but I thought you would at least try for my sake. Just like clockwork, you go make it all about yourself. My ghost therapist was right about you.
But I repented. Didn't you hear my monologue? Didn't you hear my
You call that repentance? Accountability for your actions. An apology? You have no idea the damage you caused everyone. Only how it affects you. So, because you refuse to see the true error of your ways, I have no choice but to employ a measure I never dared imagine taking.
What?
We're doing a musical number, Scroogey. Past, present, get your asses out here. We're doing the number.
Are you kidding me? I'm already in my Tiny Tim outfit for the end.
Figure it out, hubby. Narrator!
You know, I was made for this moment, right? 5, 6, 7, 8.
The more you hoard your wealth, the less there is to go around. Your greed and need for gain has completely drained the town. The economy is ruined now. Folks can't pay their dues.
You gotta get your shit together, Scrooge!
Think of all the times that you could have helped the poor. Tiny Tim would still be living if you paid his dad more. Now there's one less Cratchit and it's all because of you.
You gotta get your shit together, Scrooge! Alright, big boy, give it a shot. A real apology.
You know I don't sing.
No one's asking you to sing.
Okay, but you realize it's weird to be the only person not singing during a musical theater
do
number?
something!
I'm sorry if you're hurt.
That's not a real apology!
I had a rough life.
All I hear is me, me, me.
My dad was mean.
That doesn't mean you have to be someone.
Everyone's too sensitive.
Shut up!
Apology should be about the harm that you have done and what steps you can take to be better from now on. For once you have to think about someone beside you.
You gotta get your shit together, Scrooge!
You've done a lot of harm, but you can still make it right.
Think of all the lessons we've been teaching you tonight.
Look, we're giving you this chance to start your life anew. You gotta get your shit together, Scrooge!
be a good person?
Ebenezer, it doesn't matter if you understand or not. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or not. Making the world a better place, putting others' needs before you or own, are inherently not about you. The sooner you realize this, the better you'll do, because it's the right thing to do. Not because you're worried about saving your immortal soul or something.
But where do I even start?
Here.
I'm home! In my bedroom! Wow! Okay, cool. I'll be here.
How's my bonnet? Is it okay? What page were we on? Hold on.
It's 420.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the sex number. It's hilarious.
Yes, I remember. Okay. Indeed he was. The bedpost was his own. The room was his own. The clap fan on the wall signed by Onyx on Dix was his own.
I will live my life in the past, the present, and the future. The spirit of all three shall live within me. Oh, Jacob Marley, I say it on my knees, Jacob, on my knees.
We know he did, right?
You there, boy! What day is today?
Today's just a day like every other day. I'm so exhausted by the concept of time.
I get it. But what's the day in the play?
Oh, it's Christmas Day.
Also, sorry, I shouldn't have assumed that you were a boy.
What?
I said I should not have assumed that you were a boy.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm technically non-binary, but I'm cool with traditionally masculine titles or whatever.
Cool. Anyway, you know that store down the street, the one with the huge prize turkey?
The one as big as me? Yeah.
Go and buy it.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm serious. I'll give you, how much could a turkey cost nowadays? $100?
Oh, no, sir. It's probably more like, ooh. No, you know what? On second thought, $100 exactly correct, sir.
Meet me at the home of Bob Cratchit with a prize turkey and a bag of Funyuns.
Sure.
And so, Scrooge began to make his way into the world he had so long neglected, giving a "how do you do" to everyone he passed in the street.
How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Oh, you there! You were one of the gentlemen who was collecting money earlier, were you not?
Why, yes, I am.
Of course! I knew I recognized your face. I haven't seen any other people like it over the past 90 minutes. As for your charity, put me down for...
Wow, $20?
And not a penny less.
I wish that there was some way I could repay you. You know what?
Oh,
Here.
oh, okay. Sure, I probably have a
Oh,
couple of dollars.
you don't have to pay me for it. It's a gift.
A gift? Am I saying that right?
No, it's a gift. It's something that I'm giving you because I appreciate you.
Oh!
And so Scrooge finally learned why people buy each other things.
Well, that explains that.
With that epiphany out of the way, his next stop was to his nephew, Fred.
Uncle Scrooge, what are you doing here?
My dear nephew, I was wondering if it wasn't too late to accept your invitation to Christmas lunch.
Oh, let me just go check with...
Ash! Yes! Do go check with Ash! And be sure to let Ash know that I will be absolutely respectful to they, them.
Okay, I'll go let them know, because I'm sure they'll be delighted.
Did I do it right with the they, thems?
No. but we'll teach you.
Oh,
Come on
hey.
in. Oh, I'm so glad you're joining us.
Oh, the air smells weird.
And finally, it was time to make things right with the one man he had made things wrong with for so very long.
Mr. Cratchit, why weren't you at work today?
Mr. Scrooge, we agreed. It's Christmas Day. It's only once a year, sir. You said I could have the day off.
Now, Mr. Cratchit, I'll have no more of your nonsense, and therefore, I am going to raise your salary. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas, Bob, than I have given you these many years. I will raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family.
This is remarkable. What made you decide to do that?
Oh, well, it's simple, really. See, I was visited by 3 Christmas ghosts, right? And they told me the trauma of my past, how it was negatively impacting my present, and how it would hurt me in the future if I didn't change my ways. At long last, I understand my most egregious flaw, that I wasn't embracing Christmas.
That's what they told you was the issue?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
They didn't mention anything about the wage theft?
The what?
Bob Cratchit then elaborated on the ghost's message for Scrooge, explaining the failings of late-stage capitalism using a slideshow he had on standby for so many years, just in case.
So you're telling me that there are more than enough vacant houses in the United States for people experiencing homelessness to live in, but they aren't allowed to just simply live in those houses?
Correct, and that's just one example of how our country has an abundance of resources, but forces scarcity.
Because capitalism prioritizes profit over human life, and so it lecherously feeds off of basic human needs, such as shelter.
Exactly. Whereas the fulfillment of those needs should be a basic right for all people, no matter how much money they make.
So the problem isn't that I wasn't embracing Christmas, the problem is I make too much fucking money.
And that you got that money through criminal and dishonest means, yes. Which is more often than not the case for wealthy people, because it's nearly impossible to obtain that kind of wealth without withholding and outright stealing it from others.
So instead of focusing on hoarding as much money as I can, I should instead focus on meeting the needs of my community, which in turn would help solve many issues such as hunger and crime.
That would be a great start, yes.
Well, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think so. And, yeah, thank you for the raise. That was a fun prank you pulled back there. Thought I was going to lose my only source of income and not be able to provide for my 3-child household, including my disabled son. Very funny and cool of you.
Cratchit, wait, I'm sorry. I'm just still getting used to people and interacting with them. With them.
Well, why don't you join my family for Christmas dinner? That's plenty of people to practice with.
I'd like that very much. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I just bought you a huge uncooked turkey.
Sorry, you what?
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, by the way, he was one of those guys you call an uncle, even though they're not related by blood. They just like knew your parents in college or whatever. He became as good a friend and as good a man as the good city knew. Good! Some people laughed to see the change in him, but he let them laugh and didn't pay it any mind. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. Scrooge never saw the ghosts again, and he also became straight edge for the rest of his life. I swear to God, that is what it says right here, original page, 777. If you don't believe me, go home and read the entire novel yourselves. But it was always said of Scrooge that he honored the day and the spirit of the season through prioritizing the betterment of the world around him over his need to feel like a good person. May that truly be said of us and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
Wait, I have something to say. I'm gay.
Yeah, we all are.
Oh,
everybody is? Well, not everyone necessarily, but all of us are. And now so are you for having watched our show.
Oh goodness, that's great for you, especially you.
Good for you too, sir. I know that took a lot of courage to say. Thank you for inviting us in.
And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
From the river to the sea, every human is safe and free.
Let's go.
Attaboy.
You can clap if you want.